Excel's menu system at the top of the screen consists of a series of tabs, home, insert, page layout, etc. And below that, a bunch of icons, and sometimes we call these commands too. The entire menu system is referred to as the ribbon. And actually a part of it, although sometimes we think of it as being somewhat isolated, above this is something called the Quick Access Toolbar. At the moment, it's quite small. We'll talk about that in a bit. As you work with Excel, you need these buttons often. Now, you certainly don't need every one of them. Some of these you'll never use. The Home tab is likely to be present on your screen much of the time. As we work with data, there's bold, italic, lots of buttons here. As I click Insert, we'll see a whole new series of buttons. And in some of these, you can just see by the names what they involve. Pivot tables, a bunch of chart icons here, something called spark lines, filters. Lots of choices there too. Page layout, as the name suggests printing perhaps, getting ready for printing. Formulas has, of course, a lot to do with formulas and how we use them and track down by way of auditing. Built-in functions, there are over 450 of them in Excel, are referred to on these various buttons here. And many of you will be using these a lot. The Data tab has a lot to do with data management tools, foremost of which is sorting. A lot of people will be doing filtering as well. And some other tools over here, like an exciting feature called Flash Fill, and another one for getting rid of duplicates, that sort of thing, adding subtotals. The Review tab, as the name suggests, spelling check, for example. We can protect worksheets out here, workbooks if we wish. There's a View tab for changing the way that we see the data. Add-ins you might or might not use, ignore that one for the moment. And an expanded help system with lots of opportunities here for tracking down information on something you need to know. The one tab here that's quite a bit different from the others is the File tab. This takes us into what Microsoft calls the Backstage View. It has more to do with the externals, how we open and close and save files. You'll also notice that print is in here as well too. And as you make choices here, of course, the screen will change. If you want to go back into the standard display of Excel, we either press Escape or that leftward arrow at the top of the screen. The Quick Access Toolbar up here is designed for you to modify it if you wish. It's got 3 buttons in it initially, a Save, an Undo, and a Redo. But the idea is for certain buttons that you might use often, so that you don't have to go to a particular tab to find them, you can also make a copy of them and put them on the Quick Access Toolbar. So an example, I'm going to click Insert here. Suppose I work with pivot tables a lot. I want that button on the screen here all the time. I don't want to have to go to the Insert tab necessarily to get it. I'll simply right-click Pivot Table, and you can do this with any button here. Right-click, add it to the Quick Access Toolbar. So the next time I'm working with my data, I might be on the Home tab, doing some formatting there. I might be on the Data tab doing some sorting, but if I want to get to Pivot Table, it's right there. It's always going to be there. And you'll find that you'll want to place certain other buttons up there as well too. If at a later time you say, you know, I don't use that very much, you can certainly right-click it and remove it. That's going to be very handy as you work with Excel. So once again, without getting intimidated, recognize this is a powerful set of features here. We refer to this as the ribbon, tabs on top of icons, and you'll be using many, many of these, particularly on the Home tab.